Very good morning, dear children. Let's see what we have next.
Next, the man raised his eyebrows, beat his tongue, and said, "Do I know you? Who doesn't know Bepin Choudhury?" So, he raised his eyebrows and said, almost in somewhat surprise, "Do I know you?" Means, you are asking me whether I know you or not. Who don't know you, Bepin Choudhury? So, he told his name correctly. Bepin Babu now turned towards the bookshelves and said, "Still you are making a mistake. One often does. I have never been to Ranchi." So, he said, "Still you are making a mistake. One often does. I have never been to Ranchi." So he corrected the stranger once again. He corrected according to what he reminded. Next, the man now laughed aloud. "What are you saying, Mr. Choudhury? You had a fall in Choudhury and cut your right knee. I brought you iodine. I had fixed up a car for you to go to Netherhart the next day. But you couldn't because of the pain in the knee." So the man kept repeating what he had said earlier. He told him that, "Don't say so. Don't you remember, Mr. Choudhury? You had a fall in Choudhury, okay? And you had been also injured. And I had given you some medicine too. I had fixed up a car also so that you can go to Netherhart the next day. So, I had arranged a car too for you. Don't you remember this thing?" "But you couldn't go there because of the pain that you had in your knee. So, can't you recall anything? Can't you remember? Someone else, was also in Ranchi at that time. Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee. You stayed in a bungalow. You said you didn't like hotel food and would prefer to have your meals cooked by a bawarchi. So you had also told me that you didn't like any kind of food that was being arranged by any kind of or any hotel as such. Instead, you would prefer to have a bawarchi, means a cook. Mr. Mukherjee stayed with his sister. You had a big argument about the moon landing. Remember? I will tell you more. You always carried a bag with your books in it on your sightseeing trips. Am I right or wrong? So, am I right or not? So, here, basically, Mr. Porimal Ghosh was trying to make him remember something. Make him remember what he had forgotten. Make him remember the trip to Ranchi in which he had met personally Mr. Choudhury. So, he had given many incidences. He had tried to make him remember. He had told him about many incidences that had happened over there. And one of such incidences was the big argument that had taken place, okay, about the moon landing, or basically astronauts landing on the moon. He had also made him remembered that he used to carry a bag with books on his trips to different sites. Then he told then he stressed on the point that whether Mr. Choudhury could remember that or not. So he told, am I right or not? So am I right or wrong? Bepin Babu spoke quietly, his eyes still on the books. Which month in 1958 are you talking about? The man said, October. No, sir, said Bepin Babu. I spent puja in 1958 with a friend in Kanpur. You are making a mistake. Good day. So he told, no, it is not possible. I had been to Kanpur. I had spent puja in 1958 with a friend in Kanpur. So Bepin Babu had said that. And after that, he revealed that it was Porimal Ghosh's mistake only. So it was his mistake. It was that stranger's mistake. But the man didn't go, nor did he stop talking. Very strange. One evening, I had tea with you in a veranda of your bungalow. You spoke about your family. You said you had no children and that you had lost your wife 10 years ago. Your only brother had died. Insane. Which is why you didn't want to visit the mental hospital in Ranchi. So, you had told about several things. That you had no children, your wife had died 10 years ago, your brother had died after he got mad. So after he was insane. So you didn't want to visit the mental hospital, the famous mental hospital in Ranchi. When Bepin Babu had paid for the books and was leaving the shop, the man was still looking at him in utter disbelief. So he gave a look, or he was staring at Bepin Babu. As such, he couldn't believe that man. He couldn't think. He couldn't trust his words. He couldn't believe in what he had said